Part 1. The cracks in the glass. Leonard Hale had always believed marriage was a fortress. Built on trust, tempered by time, and braced against the world's storms, it was supposed to endure. For 12 years, he thought his fortress was unassailable. His wife Julia had been the cornerstone of that belief. Sharp-tongued but loyal, ambitious but loving, a woman who made his gray days colorful. But fortresses do not fall with a roar. They crumble, stone by stone. It started with a lipstick, not hers. Julia wore muted shades, subtle mauves and peaches. This one was crimson, a reckless color that smeared faintly on Leonard's collar after Julia hugged him one night. He laughed it off then, though his heart stuttered in suspicion. Then came the late nights. Julia was in marketing, a field notorious for networking dinners, client calls, weekend brainstorming retreats. Leonard, a high school history teacher, tried to be understanding. His schedule was rigid, hers was fluid. That's just how her world works, he told himself, nursing glasses of scotch in their silent kitchen. But truth gnawed like termites in wood. The proof arrived on a rainy Thursday when Leonard, on his way to surprise Julia with lunch, found her at the cafe across from her office, not alone, not working. Her hand rested lightly on the wrist of another man, younger, sharper suit, smug grin. The way she leaned toward him was not professional courtesy. It was hunger disguised as laughter. Leonard did not confront them then. He stood across the street, the rain blurring his vision, though not enough to disguise the intimacy of their smiles. Something in him died quietly in that moment. That night, Julia came home late again. Leonard was waiting, dinner cold, candles burned to stubs. She kissed his cheek as if nothing were wrong. Client meeting ran over, she murmured, slipping into the bedroom. Leonard stared after her, fury fermenting beneath his skin. He did not shout, he did not demand answers. Instead, he smiled, and in that smile lay the seed of his revenge. Part 2. The anatomy of betrayal. Leonard was not a man of impulse. He had built his life on routine. 7 o'clock a.m. coffee, 7:30 commute, 8 o'clock lecture. He graded papers with meticulous fairness, never inflated a grade, never missed a parent call. His marriage, too, had been one of habit. Friday takeout, Saturday wine, Sunday church. That was what made Julia's betrayal so grotesque. It was not just a personal wound, it was a violation of the order he had lived by. And so Leonard studied the affair as he would a historical rebellion. The first step was reconnaissance. He became a quiet shadow in Julia's world. He left work a little earlier than usual, parking near her office. He tracked the cadence of her lies. Client dinner, team brainstorming, late pitch prep. Each lie matched with evenings where her car never moved from the company lot, yet she never came home until midnight. Instead, Leonard discovered, she was with him. The man's name was Marcus Devlin. Leonard learned this from the embossed business cards Julia dropped in the trash, the ones with Marcus's name scrawled with little hearts. Marcus was a senior consultant at a flashy firm, the kind of man who measured self-worth by the shine of his shoes. Young, hungry, arrogant. Leonard watched them once from across a hotel bar, where Julia perched at Marcus's side, laughing too loudly, her hand circling a glass of wine. She looked younger with him, reckless. He touched her thigh beneath the table, and Leonard felt a vein in his temple throb, but still he did not confront. History had taught Leonard patience. Revolutions failed when they erupted too soon. Successful vengeance required calculation, strategy, timing. He began to assemble a picture. Marcus lived alone in a downtown loft. Expensive, sterile, cold. No partner, no family in the city. He was ambitious, climbing toward partner status, with a reputation for charming clients and sleeping with colleagues. Julia was not his first affair, Leonard realized. She was just one in a string. That truth might have comforted some men, to know their wife was not special to the other man. But to Leonard, it was insult layered upon injury. Julia had reduced their 12 years of marriage, the home they built, the vows they spoke, into nothing more than a disposable thrill. Leonard's love curdled into something sharper. At school he carried on as usual. His students never saw the darkness simmering behind his calm eyes. He taught about the fall of empires, about how hubris toppled kings, how betrayal undid alliances, and all the while, he imagined Julia and Marcus as characters in those lessons, doomed to collapse under the weight of their sins. At home, he played the part of the doting husband. He cooked her favorite meals, asked about her clients, kissed her forehead before bed. She seemed relieved, perhaps even emboldened, by his apparent ignorance. She grew careless. One night, Julia left her phone unattended on the counter while she showered. A message blinked on the screen. Leonard read it without touching the device. Can't stop thinking about last night. The same time tomorrow, M. The confirmation tasted bitter and sweet. That night, Leonard lay awake beside Julia, staring at the ceiling. The plan was still embryonic, but its shape was forming. He would not scream, nor beg, nor strike. His revenge would be art, the kind of justice no courtroom could deliver. He whispered silently into the dark, a vow no one else would hear. You chose this path, Julia. You and your Marcus. Now you'll both learn what betrayal costs. And in the quiet of their bedroom, with his wife's soft breathing beside him, Leonard began to weave the threads of ruin.